Did you know that 50% of Western women aged 18 to 34 are single? It's quite a staggering statistic, isn't it? It's a reality that may seem surprising, but it's rooted in a variety of factors that are reshaping the landscape of relationships as we know it. The modern era has brought with it societal changes that have redefined the traditional expectations of women. Today, women are not confined to the four walls of their homes, but rather, they're pursuing careers, setting personal goals, and valuing their independence more than ever before. This shift in roles and expectations is not a negative one. It's merely a reflection of the evolving dynamics of our society. Women are choosing to be single, not because they're destined to be alone, but because they're defining their own destiny. This changes the way we perceive relationships in the modern world. It's not about being alone, it's about being autonomous and empowered. But being single doesn't necessarily mean being alone. It's a statement that resonates with many women today. Let's delve deeper into this world of singlehood, a complex realm that often finds itself in the crossfire of societal expectations and individual desires. Being single for some women is a conscious choice, a reflection of their independence and personal growth. They relish the freedom that comes with it, the autonomy to make decisions without having to consider a partner's preferences. It's about living life on their terms, exploring interests, building careers, and cultivating self-love. These women view singlehood as an opportunity, an open canvas where they can paint their lives with the colors of their dreams, undeterred by societal norms. They revel in their solitude, finding joy in their own company, appreciating the silence that allows them to hear their inner voices. But let's not forget there's another side to this coin. Some women find themselves under the weight of societal pressure, the constant whispers of, "When are you getting married?" or "Don't you want to settle down?" This societal narrative that a woman's worth is tied to her relationship status can cast a shadow over the joys of being single, making it seem like a ticking time bomb. These women might feel alone, not by choice but by circumstance. They might crave companionship, yet struggle to find a partner who complements their lives rather than complicating them. The societal expectation to find someone can at times feel more like a burden than a natural progression of life. However, it's crucial to understand that being single isn't a life sentence, nor is it a race against time. It's a phase of life that can be as enriching and fulfilling as being in a relationship. It's about finding happiness within oneself, about embracing the person you are and the life you lead. Remember, every woman's journey is unique, shaped by her experiences, choices, and desires. Experts have a lot to say about this new relationship landscape. Psychologists, sociologists, and relationship experts alike have offered their insights into the growing trend of singlehood among Western women. Dr. Sarah Gray, a renowned psychologist, suggests that this trend might be a result of women becoming more self-reliant and independent. Today's woman isn't confined to traditional roles, she says. She's pursuing her career, she's traveling, she's experiencing life on her own terms. Meanwhile, sociologist Prof. James Mitchell provides a different perspective. He postulates that the rise of technology and online dating platforms could be a contributing factor. The digital revolution has altered the way we form relationships, he explains. It's not necessarily that women are choosing to be alone, but that they are choosing to be selective. And what about the view from the relationship experts? Well, they too have something to say about this shift. Relationship coach Jane Richards believes that this trend could be linked to a change in societal expectations. We're seeing a societal shift where being single is no longer seen as a shortcoming, she observes. Women are now choosing to be single until they find a partner who matches their ideals and aspirations. But let's not forget the opinion of Dr. Peter Thompson, a behavioral scientist. He believes this trend is not just about choice but also about self-discovery. Being alone allows a person to understand themselves better, he states. For many Western women, this journey of self-discovery is important before they commit to a relationship. So, what's the consensus among these experts? While their perspectives vary, they all agree on one thing. This isn't necessarily a negative trend. In fact, it could be empowering for women, allowing them to define their own paths and make choices that align with their personal goals and desires. As we can see, experts believe this trend is not necessarily a negative one. So, how does this trend affect relationships? As we witness a shift in the relationship paradigm, it's essential to understand its potential impact. The trend of Western women embracing solitude is not just a personal choice, it's a societal phenomenon that is redefining the way we understand and navigate relationships. The conventional structure of relationships, often dictated by societal norms, is being challenged. This shift, fueled by Western women's growing independence and self-sufficiency, is leading to a re-evaluation of the expectations within relationships. In this new era, relationships are less about dependency and more about companionship. They are less about conforming to societal expectations and more about personal contentment. This shift is not just altering the dynamics of relationships, but also changing the way we perceive love and companionship. But what does this mean for future generations? As the norms and expectations within relationships change, it's likely that future generations will approach relationships differently. They may grow up with a broader understanding of love and companionship, an understanding that transcends traditional norms and embraces individuality and freedom. Moreover, as Western women continue to carve out their paths, they are also setting precedents for future generations. They are demonstrating that it's possible to lead fulfilling lives outside the traditional framework of relationships. They are proving that solitude is not synonymous with loneliness, and independence does not equate to isolation. This trend may also influence the way future generations perceive and pursue happiness. Happiness, often associated with companionship, might be understood more as a state of being, rather than a state of being with someone. Indeed, the impact of this trend on relationships is profound. It is not just changing the way we perceive relationships, but also the way we perceive ourselves and our capacities for fulfillment and happiness. It's an exciting time as we witness the evolution of relationships, an evolution driven by the choices and voices of Western women. The definition of relationships is evolving before our eyes. What does the future hold for Western women and relationships? This question might seem like gazing into a crystal ball, but it's a necessary exercise to understand the potential trajectory of our society. As we shift our gaze towards the horizon, we can't help but speculate on different scenarios and possibilities. Will the rise in singlehood continue, or will there be a shift back to more traditional relationship patterns? One possibility is a continued rise in singlehood. With the ever-increasing emphasis on personal growth and independence, it's conceivable that more Western women will choose to remain single. This could lead to a society where singlehood is the norm, and relationships are no longer the default lifestyle. But the future is not set in stone. It's also possible that we could witness a resurgence of traditional relationship patterns. If the pendulum swings back, we might see a renewed emphasis on relationships, with more Western women choosing to enter or re-enter the dating pool. This could lead to a society where relationships are once again seen as a key component of a fulfilling life. Another scenario could be a blending of the old and the new. We might see a rise in non-traditional relationships, where commitment and independence coexist. In this future, Western women might opt for relationship structures that offer both personal freedom and the benefits of a partnership. This could include cohabitation without marriage, long-distance relationships, or other unconventional setups. Of course, these are all speculations. The future is a vast landscape of possibilities shaped by social, cultural, and personal forces. What we can say for certain is that Western women will play a pivotal role in shaping this future. Their choices, their aspirations, and their courage to break from tradition will all contribute to the evolution of relationships. Only time will tell how Western women will shape the future of relationships. But one thing is clear: whatever the future holds, it will be a reflection of the strength, resilience, and adaptability of Western women. Let's recap what we've learned. We've delved into the surprising reality of Western women choosing solitude, and we've examined how societal perspectives on singleness have evolved. We've heard expert opinions, revealing how the shift in these dynamics affects relationships. And we've peered into the future, contemplating how these trends might evolve. We've explored the reasons behind this shift, from changing societal norms to the increasing focus on personal growth and independence. These factors have contributed to the rise in singlehood. But remember, these trends do not signify loneliness or despair. On the contrary, they symbolize empowerment, freedom, and the courage to challenge traditional norms. We've also understood that the impact on relationships is not necessarily negative. It's a reshaping, a redefining of what relationships mean to individuals, giving us all the chance to create our unique narratives based on personal happiness and fulfillment. Remember, being single or in a relationship is a personal choice, and neither defines your worth or happiness.